Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a small tutorial on how to retract the rear brakes on a 24 Tundra. I'm pretty sure this will apply to a lot of Toyota vehicles. So to recap what has happened so far, I attempted to compress the brakes with an Autel brand scanner that did not yield any results. As a matter of fact, it didn't even let me do it. There is a way to do it manually, and that is to push down 3 times, pull up 3 times, and then hold it down for a number of seconds. However, this vehicle and this generation of vehicles seems to have that feature taken away. I also tried with a Toyota TechStream scanner that did not yield any results once again. Here I have the rear wheels off. What I was advised to do was to come over here, disconnect this wire right here, remove this bolt and that bolt right there. They're both hex, and retract the caliper manually. And now you can see I've got that off. You can see a small gear there which will interface with a socket on the other side, and so we got to find out what size that is. I found out that a T50 is pretty much the same size, so we're going to take this T50. We're going to come over here, and on the back side of the caliper you can see that socket I'm talking about. We're going to take it, insert it, and start tightening, not loosening, tightening. So you're going to go righty-tighty. Now I'm not entirely sure how far I'm going with this. I'm going to go until it tops out. And there we go. It is topped out. And from here you can do your brake service as normal, which would include taking off these 2 bolts here, removing the caliper, compressing the hydraulic caliper, replacing your brake pads, resurfacing your discs, whatever you usually do on a brake job. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm sure most of you know what you're doing, but for those of you who don't, I'm going to walk you through the rest of the process. Now, I was having a little trouble. I went to remove this 14 here, and this started spinning, so I put a 17 wrench on there, and then from there it's just loosened as normal, just like that. If you run into a similar problem, this is a 17 millimeter nut here on the end of this, and this bolt right here is a 14 millimeter. After you take off your caliper and set it aside, you're gonna focus on these 2 right here. They are 19 millimeter bolts. You're gonna take something kind of long, because these are on there pretty tight. You're just going to remove that and slide off this caliper bracket here. And then now that you got that bracket off, like I got that bracket off here, you're going to take this disc off. Sometimes they're seized on there, and that's kind of stuck. So you're going to take a whacker and hit it somewhere along this face. You never want to hit it here. Even if you are resurfacing, which you could resurface this out, but you're going to remove so much material that you might as well get new rotors if you whack the surface there. So we're going to whack it. Just like that. Try not to drop stuff like I just did. Once that's whacked off, you're just going to take it to wherever you're going to take it, the resurfacer, or if you're going to replace them, or if you're not going to do anything with them at all, that's up to you. However, I would highly recommend that you do a resurface if you have the means to do so. Also, while you're whacking, make sure you don't hit the studs. You can deform the threads, or you can even push the stud all the way out. I got the rotor set up in the brake lathe here. I'm removing 5/100ths of an inch here, or 5/5000ths. I'm doing a pretty fast cut. And yeah, we're gonna end up with pretty much brand new rotors here. From here, the reinstallation is just the opposite of the disinstallation. You just put your caliper bracket back on, tighten these bolts really tight. You got to make sure that they're really tight. Put your brake pads in, lube everything up, and then retract your caliper hydraulically. Here I have a brake retractor tool from Harbor Freight. It is cheap. I did a small mod to it. I took the handle off and I put a nut, so I could just go to town with it with my ratchet. From here, it's very simple. Just turn this until this is compressed, then reinstall it, tighten everything, put the motor back on, and plug it back in. So now that I've completed both sides of the brake service, I'm gonna go inside the cabin here and follow the usual procedure, which is to step on the brake until it is no longer spongy. I'm gonna assist myself here by turning the vehicle on. Now I'm gonna stomp on that brake a couple times for the hydraulic brake, or the hydraulic caliper to seat all the way. All right, now what we're gonna do to seat that Eparking brake is just turn it on. We can hear it. And there you go. It is seated all the way. I'm gonna take it off. It comes off and it comes back on normally. There is no programming, nothing of that nature to be done. Just retract it manually. Ensure first that the parking brake is off before you start this whole thing. And yeah, that was it.